Hey everyone, I am Rebecca. I am in love with humanity. And one of my jobs here is to teach people what it means to be human. And that comes in many, many different ways, shapes, forms. But today I want to talk about something that really just blew me out the water. There are a lot of programs that the subconscious is running off of individually and collectively. And the one I want to talk about today is that, actually there's two. One, that the devil is real. And two, that music invites the devil. Oh my God, the program that's been running on that one for millennia. Ridiculous. Beyond ridiculous. Because what I found is that music is actually what invites spirit into the soul. So, music can be used to suppress, well, it can be used to suppress the subconscious. There's that channel. It's used to impress the subconscious, and it can be done in a high light and a low light. And my 7-year-old daughter came home distraught today because she loves music. She loves to sing. She loves to dance. She can whistle, which I can't. And I'm so grateful that she can, because I wish I could. And so she's been practicing, and she loves to sing. She really does. Like, she loves music. She always has. Used to bop her legs up and down in her little car seat to the beat in the car. And today she came home because her classmates were telling her that the demon is real, and that her whistling was inviting the demon. I have so many words coming from so many different layers of my being right now, and all I want to do is just open up the awareness to the fact that this program is still running. To this day, this program is still running. It began in this country when the settlers, the colonists, started forcing Native Americans to stop their music, stop their dancing, because they were afraid of the power it brought. Yesterday, too, my son he got off the bus just so upset because my daughter was singing next to him. And I know she wasn't like belting it out, but she was singing next to him, and it upset him. And right now there's a lot of lower energy trying to feed, right now. And the light is totally repelling it or causing major resistance. Like, it's just flaring these things right now. And I know my daughter is here to sing and dance and spread love and joy through that. And in many different ways, shapes, and forms, for many different types of organizations. And from a young age, when they weren't with me and my parents had them, she was upset because she wasn't allowed to sing. And I told her that's not true. And you know what? You sing as loud as you want to, because I knew then that was what she was here to do, if that's what people were stopping her from doing. Because I came here to speak, and not just speak, but be heard. And that's what I've been stopped from doing from the time I was a small child. And the older I got, the worse it became, to the point where I just stopped talking. And I will not let that happen to her or any other person on this planet. Like, if it is within my means, it will not happen. So please take a good look at these programs that are running through our subconscious, that 95% of our consciousness that creates our reality, the programs that we run on. Yeah, we're not that much different than a computer. They're just a reflection of our own beings. And you know what's really bad is they're showing us that they process better than we do. And we have the potential to do so much more because computers are only as smart as the people that made them. So it is time to start looking at these programs and dropping them, releasing them, and not through fear or anger, but through love. Through living and letting live, so long as it's not infringing on another. How is her whistling? If the teacher didn't say anything, how is it a problem? If it wasn't in the middle of class, how is it a problem? Because these kids already have that programming. They're 7. They're 7. They already hold that program. That's crazy. So let's really take a look at this and what's really happening here. That if children are not allowed to be who they are, look at the world. Nobody is who they are. They're just following what they see. Monkey see, monkey do. Parroting, not thinking. And on that note, hey, I'm gonna take them on a ride. Okay, so to finish what I was saying earlier about the devil, in my family, in the house that I live in, we do not talk about the devil. It's not a thing. It doesn't exist. That's not within our reality. We do not choose to create with that. My approach to spirituality is extremely holistic, as in I love to utilize all the religions, and I love using science because metaphysics is such a beauty. And I love using my experience because that is more telling than anything else. It's more telling than anything else. And there is nothing out to get me. I can tell you that right now. There's nothing out to get me. The worst things that I have experienced have been the things that I've chosen to do or chosen to allow or chosen not to do or not to step in on, you know? So those are like, that's where like I have to see, yeah, those are my demons, because there would be like shame and guilt and fear and greed and all of these things that would come from this, and none of it was outside of me. There was no being outside of me trying to get me. None of that. At any point in my life have I found any of that to be true. And I know that when I start to see things in my reality, that concerns me or bothers me, I really look at myself. Like, what is going on inside of me in which I feel like something is outside of my control? Like, I can only control myself. So one of my favorite proverbs is one in which it's I couldn't tell you the numbers. Go find it yourself. It says, as water reflects the face, so one's life reflects the heart. So if I'll just leave it at that. I'll just leave it at that. I wrote a poem more recently that I changed the latter part again a little bit to fit the rhyme. But I said, as water reflects the face, so your reality reflects you. And it's true. Like, that's as every time I go back and analyze and analyze and analyze. And then when I understood that, I started to realize, like, yeah, like, I exist within, like, this house of mirrors. Everything's reflecting me back to me. And everything in your reality is reflecting you back to you. So that means that if the devil was outside of me, as above, so below, as within, so without, that means that really it exists within me. And that there is nothing outside of me that is not inside of me already. And it goes so deep. Like, you can take that and go so deep with it. But I do not impress fear upon my children, because as FDR said it best himself, there is nothing to fear but fear itself. And it will hold you back from so much. It will hold you back from so much just to be afraid. I'm still working through my own little fears here and there. Because somewhere I'm holding myself back from things. But to have my child come home to tell me that the kids at school are saying that demons are real, while this whole time I've been telling them that there's no such things as monsters, that the only monsters on this planet are people and the things that they think and create. That's it. The things that the people, things they do, think, and create, because thoughts are just as bad. And it's disheartening. It truly is. It is very disheartening to have her, and there's no problem with the questioning. I want her to question. I want everybody to question everything, because that's how you'll get an answer as to whether or not it's true for you. But it's sad that she comes home that way, and not only that there's kids in her class telling her that are demons, but that her whistling is calling them in. Like, I can't. I just can't. So, like, God, please help us, because I just don't understand how this program is still going. Truly. Like, is this something that's been on TikTok or YouTube or some other thing that these kids are on? Like, I really don't understand where that comes from. Where does that come from? Like, are their parents giving them this information? Or is it coming from online? Do their parents not even know? So this is concerning, because this is what's being impressed upon these children. That if they're whistling or singing, that demons are coming in. No, absolutely no. Like, what are we doing? I can't believe that we're going back into this one. I don't understand. And it is a cosmic joke. And so that's why I'm laughing, because it's just like, really? Like, we're really doing this? We're really doing this at 7. Within school. Like, see, now I have to go up to the school. Like, this is not really what I wanted to do, but now I have to go up to the school and talk to them about what it is my child came home telling me, because that's not okay. That's not okay. At least it's not okay with me. And again, do the parents know? Like, I would want to know. I would want to know. Because it's not true, first of all, and it's inappropriate. It's absolutely inappropriate, and you're trying to instill fear into my child at school, and if it's not being handled accordingly, then that means that it's being allowed at school. So that means, like I said, I have to go up there now because it's inappropriate. And if that's happening to my child, how many other children is this happening to? I can't. As a witness and an advocate, like, I can no longer sit down and not say anything. Like, now I have to stand up. Well, I'm sitting down right now and I am saying something, but it's like I have to stand up. Now I have to go do something. I have to go do something. Like, y'all got the wrong one this year. Y'all got the wrong one because now I have to go do something. And the thing is I'm not going to react. I'm not. Like, I can't. Because if I do, how is that getting anybody anywhere? I have to go in there and be 100% in alignment with who I am. And that's, one, exciting for me. And two, I'm walking into an unknown here because this is something very serious. We're talking about spirituality in a school, but not in a positive light. You're not, like, I know that, like, the teachers aren't supposed to be instilling things in the children, and the children, from what I understand, and I may need to go look up on these laws or whatever it is, but from what I understand, the children are allowed to express themselves so long, like, they can do a moment of silence or a prayer so long as it's not led by a teacher, like it's student-led, things like that. So it is acceptable to speak on spirituality, but I don't believe that if it's being brought into fear, like if it's being talked about within fear, it should not be talked about at all. Like, it shouldn't. It should be left at home. It should be left at home. But if you're sharing love and light, that's totally different, because that doesn't just sit within, like, a religion, you know, like, it doesn't sit within a doctrine that this is a set of beliefs that we have. Like, I don't believe in the devil or demons that are outside of me, and I don't believe that whistling is going to invite them in. Like, I just can't, because it's happened too many times. I mean, what are we in? Footloose? Like, is this Footloose? Is this Footloose? I don't understand. Like, it's just, again, it's funny, but it's not. Like, it's not okay. It's not okay at all. And I just really want you guys to understand, like, even if you don't believe in what I'm saying, like, if you want to believe in the devil and somebody's outside of you trying to stop you from being you, and these demons are trying to harm you, like, if you really, really, really want to believe that, then by all means, please keep creating your reality with that. I'm not telling you not to. But if in my household, this is what we're talking about, and then my child comes home in tears because it's, like, totally out of alignment with what we have going on, with what's inside of her, that's not even, like, this is stuff, like, we've been having conversations back and forth. She tells me things. So this is inside of her, and to come home because her being, her inner being was rubbed, like mine has been, where misalignment comes in, and it was rubbed like a cheese grater on her soul. Like, it's good for her to experience that, but at the same time, it's just like, in the way that she did, it's not okay. Because again, this is at school. This is within school. Like, this is not okay. Because if this is being allowed, in this one instance that I'm aware of, that I've become aware of, how many other times and places is this, like, what is going on? Like, what is really going on here? So seriously, like, take a look at the programs, like, that we are running on, the conditions that we've been conditioned to. Humans they learn through experiencing. So, like, think about Pavlov's dogs and conditioning the dog to hearing the bell and getting the food, and then hearing the bell and getting the food. So we're hearing the bell, and now we're just going to salivate, and that's what we want them to do in the first place. That's what we're looking for, but we want to do it without the food. So here we are, conditioned by conditions from the time we're born. And it's really like it's time to seriously sit there and look at the programs that we're running with here as individuals. Like, what is holding us back from really truly reaching our highest potential? And collectively, what is going on here? Like, what is going on? Because I can clearly see that this is dysfunctional. That we say this is working, but really we just keep trying to like shove it along to make it look like it's working, and it's not. It's not working. So why do we keep trying to do this? Why do we keep trying to follow, like, why are we following these programs? Why? Why do we parrot the things that they want us to see, that they want us to know? Why don't we ask our own questions and then seek truth for ourselves, our truth, not what somebody else told us has to be true? It's time. It's really time. It's time. And it starts with this, because I've done so many things in my life to protect my daughter, to protect her. You know, like I would stand up and, you know, my son can take it. He's very centered in what he understands, what he receives. But my daughter, she's like me. She's just like me. And I refuse. I refuse to allow what happened to me to happen to her. And I really don't want what happened to me to happen to anybody else either, but it's within my means right now to help her. And I'm working on getting to a point where I can help everyone else as best I can get to a place where they are happy, where they aren't suffering with the demons inside of them, where they are walking in alignment with who they are and feel good about themselves and have the opportunity to actually reach those highest potentials. And it doesn't have to be what I believe, but I want there to be a way for everyone to be able to choose their way through. Have the options at their disposal. Most people don't. Most people aren't even aware that their life can be any different than it is right now. And from someone who couldn't get out of bed for a few months, 2 years in a row, because I kept feeling like life couldn't get any different, couldn't get any better. It only was getting worse. I'm telling you, it doesn't have to be what it is if you don't like it. You can change it. And it's really simple, and it really starts with the self. But I'm going to leave it at that today, because really we were just talking about the devil and this program, this long-running program that music invites in the devil or demons. It's crazy to me. Like, it just blows me away. Blows me away. All right. I love you all. Each and every one of you. Each and every one of you has a reason to be here. And each and every one of you deserves to be able to find that. To understand that there is a who inside of you. There's a who you are. And it's so much more than what you see when you're looking at yourself in the mirror. It's so much more than that. It's so much bigger. It's so much bigger than that. And I just want to help everybody get the opportunity to see that in themselves. And then create in whatever ways that like bring joy to them. Bring joy to them. All right. I will see y'all soon, I'm sure. Take care.